Hello Internet, I'm Jackie Fox, and welcome to Politically Non-Binary. Welcome back to our series specifically on Buddhism. In our last episode, we covered a basic intro to the history of Buddhism and some basic Buddhist practices and what services are like in various different Buddhist communities. And in this video, now that we've got all of that out of the way, I want to talk more specifically about a really misunderstood but also seemingly well understood concept within Buddhism, which is meditation. In this video, we'll explore the perspectives of Zen, Wan, and secular Buddhism on meditation and see what they see as its purpose, as well as different types of meditations and rituals that are used in Buddhist services. Let's go ahead and dive into that. Zen Buddhism places a profound emphasis on meditation, viewing it as the cornerstone of Buddhist practice. The primary form of meditation in Zen is zazen, or seated meditation. The purpose of zazen is to quiet the mind and attain insight into the nature of existence. Unlike other forms of meditation that may involve visualization or mantra, zazen focuses on just sitting, observing thoughts without attachment, and then returning to the present moment. Zen meditation is not merely a means to an end, but it's also seen as an embodiment of enlightenment itself. The practice of zazen helps practitioners develop mindfulness, concentration, as well as a deep sense of inner peace. It's also a preparation for listening to the teachings of a Zen master, encouraging an active engagement with the teachings rather than just passive listening. Wan Buddhism, which was founded in Korea in the early 20th century, also emphasizes meditation but integrates it with modern life. The purpose of meditation in Wan Buddhism is to cultivate a calm and clear mind, enabling practitioners to live ethically and mindfully in their daily lives. Wan Buddhism teaches that meditation is a tool for self-improvement, but also for social engagement. In Wan Buddhism, meditation is combined with the practice of gratitude, ethical living, and social responsibility. The meditation techniques include seated meditation, but also include chanting, mindfulness practices that can be integrated into everyday activities. This holistic approach makes meditation a practical tool for personal and societal transformation. Secular Buddhism takes a non-religious approach to meditation, focusing instead on its psychological and practical benefits. The purpose of meditation in secular Buddhism is to reduce stress, increase self-awareness, and promote emotional well-being. By stripping away religious and even ritualistic elements, secular Buddhism makes meditation accessible to people of all backgrounds. Secular Buddhist meditation often includes mindfulness meditation, which involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment, and loving kindness meditation, which focuses on cultivating compassion for oneself and others. These practices aim to enhance mental clarity, emotional resilience, and overall quality of life. One of the remarkable aspects of Buddhist practices like meditation and mindfulness is the growing body of scientific research that supports their benefits. Let's take a closer look at what science is telling us about how these practices can improve our mental and physical health. Starting with the mental, we can see a reduction in stress. Numerous studies have shown that meditation can be significant in reducing stress levels. This is achieved through the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and decreases the production of the stress hormones like cortisol. Improved emotional regulation. Meditation also helps enhance emotional regulation by increasing activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain associated with decision-making and self-control. This can lead to better management of emotions and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Enhanced focus and concentration. Mindfulness meditation has been found to improve attention and concentration. Practitioners often report increased ability to stay focused on tasks and improved cognitive function. Now let's move on to the physical health benefits. Lower blood pressure. Regular meditation practice has been associated with lower blood pressure, which can reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. Improved immune function. Some studies suggest that meditation can boost the immune system, making the body more resilient to infections and illnesses. Pain management. Meditation can also help in managing chronic pain by altering the perception of pain and therefore increasing pain tolerance. But also there are studies related to neuroplasticity and brain health specifically that say that meditation can lead to things like increased gray matter, Research has shown that long-term meditation can lead to an increase in gray matter density in brain regions associated with memory, learning, and emotional regulation, helping to back up some of the previous findings. But also it can increase neuroplasticity. Meditation promotes neuroplasticity, studies have found, and this is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. This enhances cognitive flexibility and also leads to a resilience against stress. These scientific findings demonstrate that the ancient practices of meditation and mindfulness have profound benefits for both mental, physical, and brain health. Incorporating these practices into daily life can lead to a more balanced, healthy, and fulfilling existence. Buddhism encompasses a variety of meditation techniques, each with its unique focus and purpose. Here are some key types of meditation practiced across different Buddhist traditions. Mindfulness meditation, which involves observing thoughts, feelings, and sensations without attachment. But it also cultivates awareness and insight into the nature of reality. This is one of the main types of meditation we've been talking about so far. Loving kindness meditation develops compassion and loving kindness towards oneself and others. And this is done through repeating phrases of goodwill and directing positive energy towards all beings. Chanting and mantra meditation. These involve reciting specific phrases or mantras to focus the mind. But this also builds a sense of community and spiritual connection when it's done in a group setting. Finally, seated meditation, or zazen, as it's practiced in Zen Buddhism. Now, this is a type of meditation that's practiced throughout multiple types of Buddhism, but zazen in Zen is particularly distinct and focused on just sitting and observing your thoughts without attachment. In addition to meditation, Buddhist services often include various rites and rituals that can enhance the spiritual experience as well as building a sense of community, such as chanting and recitation, which is, as I noted in my previous video, similar to singing hymns in Christian services and reinforces teachings and fosters communal harmony. Also, as another difference between singing hymns, it's easier to keep a mantra within your mind. It's easier to remember a few phrases, maybe some affirmations, than it is to remember the entirety of a hymn. Therefore, you can kind of play this thought in your head as a way to create positive background mental chatter. Offerings and bowing are also a part of Buddhist ceremonies. These are acts of reverence and gratitude towards oneself, others, or the community as a whole. But they also symbolize humility and respect for the Buddhist teachings. Finally, there's ceremonial practices, rituals that mark significant life events and religious observances, such as weddings, funerals, those types of things. These strengthen community bonds in these especially trying moments, such as a funeral could be, but also in the happier moments, like a wedding or maybe celebrating a new child. In conclusion, meditation in Zen, Wan, and secular Buddhism serves various purposes, from cultivating mindfulness and compassion to promoting personal and societal well-being. The different types of meditations and rituals used in these services offer unique ways to engage with the teachings and build a sense of community. Now, let's shift our focus back to Zen Buddhism and the practice of zazen, or seated meditation. This form of meditation often employs methods like counting breaths to help clear the mind. Intentional breathing or counting exercises to help clear the mind. The initial goal is to quiet the mental chatter, which is one of the greatest assets of this form of meditation. However, clearing the mind is just a first step in a deeper journey. Once you've learned how to clear the mind, meditation becomes about cultivating what we think of as a mental garden. As the unimportant thoughts quiet and fade, important thoughts that we may have hidden from or may have repressed can surface. This process allows us to finally face and work through these inner conflicts, resolving issues that might otherwise remain unaddressed. In Zen Buddhism, the concept of a mental garden is essential. Just as a gardener tends to their plants, we must tend to our minds. Every piece of media we consume, books, movies, news, social media, is like a seed planted in our mental garden. If we nurture these ideas, they can grow and flourish. If we neglect them or let negative influences take root through those sources, they can become like weeds, obstructing our view of our true purpose and the flowers or the things that we intend to grow within our mind. To cultivate a healthy mental garden, we must be mindful about what we allow to take root in our minds to begin with. Meditation helps us identify and remove the weeds, negative thoughts and influences, so that the important positive ideas can thrive. The process is ongoing and requires continuous attention and care, but you can create for yourself less work through meditation by controlling your media exposure to begin with. By nurturing the positive seeds and diligently removing the weeds, we can create a mental environment where clarity, purpose, and inner peace can flourish. This cultivation is not only about meditation sessions, but extends to all aspects of our lives, influencing how we interact with the world and even the choices that we make. Zen meditation's initial goal of clearing the mind, therefore, is just the beginning. The deeper purpose is to cultivate this mental garden, where we can tend our thoughts and resolve inner conflicts before they act out through us. By being mindful of the media and ideas we consume as well, we can ensure that our mental garden flourishes with clarity and purpose. Thanks to the concept of the mental garden, we can see the mechanism through which advertising, propaganda, and general influence affects our minds. It's crucial to understand that we think what we consume, and the content we engage with has a profound effect on our thoughts and behaviors. In today's world, the volume of content meant to influence our minds is overwhelming. From social media and news to advertisements and entertainment, we're constantly bombarded with messages designed to capture our attention. This makes mindful meditation more important than ever. As our addiction to this content grows, it begins to take over all of our free time, even if it's just playing in the background as we go about our daily lives, where we're more likely to accept these messages uncritically. It's important to realize that there is no truly passive media consumption. Every piece of content that we consume plants a seed in our mental garden. Without mindful meditation to clear out the unhelpful ideas from the beneficial ones, it's easy to mentally overdose and lose sight of our own purpose. We often hoard ideas and thoughts, much like physical objects. This mental hoarding can clutter our minds and obstruct us from seeing our true purpose. Just like a hoarder needs to decide what to keep and what to discard, we need to be discerning about the ideas and influences that we allow to take root in our mental gardens. Meditation helps us sift through these thoughts and identify which ones truly benefit us and which ones are truly merely distraction. By regularly practicing mindful meditation and seated zazen, we can maintain a healthy mental garden free from the clutter of unimportant or harmful ideas. This means being mindful about the media we consume. This means being selective about the content we engage with and taking time to reflect on its impact on our thoughts and behaviors. Mindful meditation allows us to clear the mental clutter and focus on nurturing the ideas that align with our values and purpose. And by doing so, we can create a mental environment where clarity, purpose, and inner peace can flourish. This cultivation is an ongoing process that requires continuous attention and care, much like tending a physical garden. In conclusion, understanding the impact of media on our mental garden highlights the importance of mindful meditation. And this is only becoming more important as these types of media become more omnipresent. By being mindful of the content we consume and regularly clearing out our mental clutter, we can ensure that our garden remains healthy and vibrant. Now, let's talk about how you can integrate some Buddhist practices like meditation and mindfulness into your daily routine. Here are some practical tips to help you get started. For a daily meditation practice, it's important to start small, starting with just 5 or 10 minutes of meditation each day. You can gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable with the practice. It also helps to set a routine. Set a specific time each day for meditation, whether it's in the morning, during a lunch break, or before bed. Consistency is key in developing a lasting habit, and meditation is no different. Find a quiet space. Choose a quiet, comfortable place where you can sit undisturbed. This will help you focus and create a conducive environment for meditation. You don't want maybe nonverbal, like instrumental music, quietly playing in the background could be helpful. But personally, I like to remove all external influences, almost to a level of like sensory deprivation, in order to truly be alone with my thoughts. But there's also a number of mindful activities that you can engage in, such as mindful eating, paying attention to the taste, texture, and even smell of your food. Eat slowly, savor each bite, and be fully present in the moment to enjoy your food. This can typically help with things like overeating, because at the very least, if you're taking more time to eat, you're giving your body more time to give you signals of fullness. Mindful walking. This is actually one of my favorite, and honestly, this is how I organize and plan most of my videos. You can practice mindfulness by walking by focusing on the sensation of your feet touching the ground, the rhythm of your breath, and sights and sounds around you. This can be really good for clarity, but I also find that this can be good for clearing my mind as a way to help me dive deep into a particular area. And often this type of meditation leads into me plotting and planning a monologue for a future video. Mindful breathing can also be helpful. Take a few moments throughout your day to focus on your breath. Notice the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body, and use it as an anchor to bring your attention back to the present moment. There's also ways to incorporate this for ethical living, such as practicing compassion, or making a conscious effort to be kind and compassionate towards others. Even if it's a little thing, we often know when we're going to do something upsetting to others. Just pay attention to that thought, that warning in your mind that something is going to bother someone, and maybe don't do it. Be compassionate. This can be as simple as offering a smile, listening attentively, or performing random acts of kindness. It also helps to reflect on gratitude, which can be really helpful. And I've seen like gratitude-centric practices as well as mindfulness. Both of these have become really popular outside of Buddhism, or in a way that is disconnected from Buddhism, like a further fracturing of the secular Buddhist set of teachings. But if you enjoy these things, if you think that these things are helpful, then turning to Buddhism can help you give a better framework for how to apply these things than how they've been presented to us within the 21st century as disconnected from their origins. Take time each day to reflect on the things that you are grateful for. This practice can help shift your focus from what's lacking, and comparison being the thief of all joy, and social media being all about comparison and showing off. We definitely need to practice gratitude for what we have instead of focusing on what other people have that we want. Finally, you can live mindfully, making mindful choices in your daily activities, whether it's how you spend your time, the way you interact with others, or the decisions that you make regarding your health, well-being, or even how you spend your money. All of these things can help you create a more compassionate world and global environment. By incorporating these Buddhist practices into your daily life, you can cultivate a sense of mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace, like we were talking about with the mental garden. These simple yet powerful practices can help you navigate the complexities of modern life and technology with greater clarity and resilience. In our next video, we will continue to examine how these Buddhist practices can address specific modern problems by looking at the way that Buddhism sees suffering and control. Because I think understanding control and the source of suffering from the Four Noble Truths is really helpful for understanding what to do with everything that I've just presented you. It's important to understand what meditation is before we get into that. But understanding how Buddhists think deeply about control and how we meditate on control is important to understanding the deeper purpose of meditation. Unfortunately, that's more than I can fit in just one video, or at least and get people to still watch it. So if you enjoyed this one, like, subscribe, be sure to ring the bell and leave me a comment. Tell me what you're thinking about this. Again, this is kind of an online community itself. Our comment section can be an online community. So if you have any tips for meditation or experiences with Buddhism, share them there and help the fellow members of your community who might be trying to go through this journey as well. Also, if you want to support the channel, if you are thankful for what I have delivered to you, either now or maybe you reflect on this in the future and realize that this video set you on a more positive path, come back and support me either on Patreon or Ko-fi, potentially. My name is Jackie Fox. My user handle is Jackie Fox, and either one, no spaces, no underscores, none of that, just Jackie Fox. And you can donate a little bit of money to help support me in doing this and help, allow me to monetize the time that I'm putting into these videos. Another way of kind of doing that is by using these videos as advertising. I am a writer. I do have a lot of fantasy, science fiction, that type of stuff that is listed on Amazon. So you can check out my work self-published on Amazon. I greatly appreciate that. I only get a couple of dollars per book, so it's not the most effective way to just send me money. But honestly, I feel better knowing that I was successful in selling a book than I would knowing that someone just sent me $5. So that's my preferred way for you to support the channel. With all that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode on meditation. I really hope that this video, of all the videos I've ever made, helps you change your life in a meaningful and impactful way. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching and listening to my take. I hope you clear your mind and sit and meditate on what you have learned throughout this video. I think that's a really great practice for any content, any YouTube video you watch, to take a couple of moments to sit in silence after you've watched something and really address what it means, what you've learned, and how this changes your perceptions of the world. Because when those things happen without our conscious control, we can be manipulated. But so long as we take the time to be mindful of what we consume, then we can retake that control for ourselves. And we'll get a lot deeper into that in the next video, so I hope you stick around. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.